Hello, everybody on this Friday!
Ooh, happy Friday, we made it!
Oh, we made it. I feel like this is a long week.
It has been a long week, I agree.
Busy, but good busy.
In a good way, yeah. That's Laurel Blanchard.
Hi, this is TJ Springer.
Woo!
Happy to be here. And it's October. It's October 3rd.
So I'm a little biased for my October love.
Are you? Really? You?
I mean, not only is it fall, I think it's a great month, but it's my birthday month.
It is your birthday month.
So I think that's why I've always had a little bias.
That's fair.
Is that a fair bias to have?
That is a fair bias to have. Plus, fall is like one of my favorite times of year, so I also kind of have a bias towards October.
Yes.
September, I feel like it's still too hot to kind of celebrate like the start of fall, so October it's just perfect.
I feel like in Florida, we all know that it's not typical fall where we live. Especially in this part of the state. I feel like if you're in Jacksonville, if you're in the Panhandle, it's a little better.
Yeah, for sure.
But I saw, and I guess I didn't realize that when I came down last year. I know we don't think, we do think about it, but maybe not as much. Like the average temperature at the start of the month versus at the end of the month, how much it drops throughout October.
That in the daylight. I posted something yesterday on my Facebook and my Twitter saying, who's depressed already that we're starting to see those sunsets before 8 o'clock? I'm already feeling it. I'm already depressed right here.
I was just filling out, I was looking at my doctor. I was telling Laurel knows I have a doctor's appointment today. I was filling out my questionnaire. It's like, have you been depressed at all in the last week or two? And I'm like, well, I mean, there's it's like,
maybe not,
the lack of daylight can make me, it is crazy. Or even how gloomy it was even yesterday at times. I felt like I just wanted to lay on the couch and do nothing. I
said the same thing on stream yesterday.
Did you?
Yes.
That's so funny, Laurel.
But,
yeah.
So I was at Hobby Lobby this morning.
Okay.
My days are running together, seriously. And I swear, like we were continuing to see just a lot of fall decorations, and I love it.
Yeah,
but
same.
One aisle over, it's all Christmas.
I mean, I pushed the envelope on Christmas. I know Laurel and I argue about this because she differs most, and you probably agree with more of the majority. Get through, obviously, Halloween, but get through Thanksgiving. That's my mom, but I'm like, all right, it's now Christmas. We made it through October 31st. And I was like, TJ, that's enough.
Okay, we got to get through first off Halloween, which leads us to our question of the day. And there is a reason that I kind of picked this, because I'm also curious, TJ, about your answer on this. So here we go. Let's answer the question of the day today. Do you have your Halloween costume, or your kids, do they have their Halloween costume picked out yet? Now, listen, I don't have a kid, but I have a dog. And
you have a fur baby.
I have a fur baby, and I do not know what she's going to be for Halloween yet. But her name is Honey, so I feel like I kind of need to dress her up as a bee this year.
Oh, Laurel, that would be really cute for Honey.
Now you have Gizmo. Does Gizmo have a Halloween costume yet?
So Gizmo, it's funny. I have a little bin in our closet that has like Gizmo's wardrobe. He hasn't worn much of these outfits, but I do have a Mickey Mouse outfit for him.
That's so cute.
What do you think? Should Gizmo be Mickey this year?
I think so.
Yeah.
I think so.
I haven't dressed him. He has a Ravens jersey.
Oh, that's cute.
He also has a Chiefs shirt because of living in Missouri, but I'm like, I feel like it was always tough because I feel like on air you had to obviously support the.
Yes.
But I'm like, deep down, I'm like, the Ravens need to win.
He might be his good luck charm. You kind of need it, not going to lie. I mean, I can't say anything. My Patriots are definitely needing.
You know what, Drake Mays, they're hanging, they're holding their own, which is good. I feel like they're still gonna be a force to contend with throughout the rest of the season.
We'll see, but whatever's in the Boston water right now. So get it changed, put it through a reporter filter or something. But reason why we are asking this question of the day, we are putting you guys up for a photo challenge for this month.
I love it.
Lots of trunk or treats, Halloween parties are going to be coming up. So send us your photos. Here's a couple to get you started.
Woo!
These are mine. So this is my Halloween costume, not last year, the year before. I was a cloud, and on our green screen, it looked like I was a floating torso. So I thought that was kind of fun. And then Honey, these are all pillowcases. These are all homemade costumes. I always make the joke that she has Dobby the house elf ears.
She kind of does have Dobby ears, doesn't she?
Does. So last year she was Dobby the house elf in her little pillowcase. And then the first year that I got her, she was a little ghost.
I love her. I mean, the Dobby one is adorable.
Perfect.
I love her as the ghost.
The ghost
I think the
is
picture
cute.
of the face is just hilarious.
It's
She's
cute.
so cute.
She is very photogenic, but my goodness, it took a lot of bribery in order to get her to sit and stay.
Now, when you had both of these on her, did she want to be like, get these off me, Mom?
Yes.
Oh, I can imagine.
Yes, the bribery just to get her to sit and stay was crazy. But throughout the month of October, where you're getting your kids, yourself up, dressed up for Halloween, send us your photos. All photos that are sent to us this month, we'll put them on display at the very end of the month, right around Halloween, and we'll take a look at them. We'll pick a favorite, definitely on our end. So you can send them to the Fox 35 Storm Team or send them to me personally, but make sure you watch your email afterwards because you will need to sign a consent form and answer just a couple of questions so we can post it on our social medias, put it on the web stream, put it on the news, and just give us your consent to use your photos. But it's gloomy out there right now. Not looking like fall.
No, at least there's a little bit of sunshine peeking out. This view,
Little
gloomy or not,
sunshine.
Laurel, I could stare at it all day.
Me too.
Once we got this camera, I just want to it's just a vibe. I want to jump through the screen.
I agree. I love this photo, but we can see here on Lake Fairview, the clouds are coming in, but we see still a little bit of blue skies. It's pretty breezy out there right now, 82 degrees in Orlando. And these very quick 5, 10, 15-minute showers, we're going to be stuck with these through the rest of the afternoon and evening.
That's the best part. They're quick moving.
Quick moving.
They'll look nasty for a minute, and it'll be mean for a minute, but then we'll see these exit.
Yes. Little bit of bad news with these, though. Even though they're very quick coming in off the shore, pushing inwards, again, these 10, 15-minute showers, they're annoying little showers, but these rain totals are going to really tally up quick because as we take a look at our models, especially through Monday, it looks like our totals have actually gone down a little bit, but you can see, especially in the green, the yellow, that's going to be over 2 inches of rain. The red is kind of flirting with more 4 inches of rain. And yesterday, in the previous model run, actually, there was the possibility of up to 6 inches near Titusville and Cocoa Beach. So it's going to be definitely a little interesting with the flooding aspect the next couple days.
We were kind of waterlogged with Imelda offshore, and so I think that's going to be something we'll have to monitor. Any persistent rain.
Exactly. And another thing, too, is because especially the St. Johns River, it goes right out to the Atlantic.
Yep.
We had all of these waves coming in very quickly and very strong, too. So we could be seeing the possibility of crest happening a week later than what we saw Imelda. Not only with the rain that we're expecting over the next couple days, but because of all that water coming inland, we could be seeing flooding along the St. Johns River. So just make sure you are being careful. This is the graphic right near Lake Harney, and we could be seeing that crest happening on Wednesday.
And if you live around Lake Harney, you know what to do. Just make sure you're prepared and following those steps. If you're in a flood-prone area.
Exactly, and that is why flood advisories are in effect for Volusia, Brevard County, and this is until Sunday morning. And again, we're going to be seeing a lot of rain for the next couple of days, and we do have a slight chance of flooding on tap for tomorrow because we're going to see our rain chances amp up for the weekend. And quickly talking about tropics, we'll talk more about that coming up a little bit later on, but we are continuing to monitor a zone. This is the 2 p.m. update. The smaller zone is what we want to really look at. And we could just be seeing a disturbance kind of just lingering over the Bahamas left over from Imelda for the next couple of days. And really what we just could see is this disturbance lingering, increasing our rain chances, but very slow but low development possible.
Yeah. I feel like the good news, there's still some wind shear. It looks like it could kind of keep it from becoming something worse. But
yes.
With that, this area of wind coming together on that leftover front, and there's some upper level spin in the atmosphere too. It just looks like a really unsettled stretch, sadly, if anyone has outdoor plans.
Yeah, and we're just going to be stuck with all of these very annoying showers. So, and they're going to happen a little bit more often this weekend, mainly through the mornings. I feel like it's kind of opposite from what we know.
Yeah.
So we're going to be kind of monitoring that through this weekend. But we're going to take a break in a couple seconds. Definitely make sure you answer our question of the day. We'll show those coming up a little bit later on in the show. And we'll talk about tropics and what's causing all this rain coming up in a few. Stick with us. All right, folks, welcome back. We are continuing to track just a couple of very scattered showers, but there is a good amount of them across the region right now. So let's actually take a look at the live radar, and then we'll actually dig in a little bit deeper of why. Here's what we're looking at right now. We are continuing to see just very scattered showers, but there's a lot of them kind of peppered across the region. Daytona Beach, kind of focusing up in Volusia County first. Lots of showers making their way off the shoreline first and foremost. And then we can see more of those scattered showers more down to the Space Coast. Further inland, Orange County, Lake County, even Northern Polk County, very scattered showers. These showers, they downpour quite a bit. They look scary, but then they're out of here very quickly. So we're kind of just continuing to see more of those scattered showers, and we're going to continue to see that through the weekend. Much more of that widespread frequent showers as we take a look ahead to the weekend, and there is a reason why because of that. So without further ado, Brooks, I'm going to pass it off to you because he did a great job earlier today kind of explaining why we're seeing these showers and kind of the cause of them. So Brooks, take it away.
We've got a lot of rain on the way over the next 5 days, and it's all thanks to something called coastal convergence. No, this is not a 90s punk rock ska band, and it's not a way to describe spring breakers just sitting under our beaches during the late winter and early spring. No, this is all thanks to the velocity of moisture-laden tropical wind bumping up against our coast. And when it meets the coast, it meets friction, the friction of the land, and it slows down dramatically. And what that does is it piles up incoming moisture on top of itself. It's almost like you're driving down I-4 and you come up on the Disney exits and traffic slows down. There's a convergence of all the cars. It becomes bumper to bumper. That's exactly what's happening with this moisture-laden wind. The impacts of Imelda still being felt in the Atlantic. It's long gone, but the hurricane left behind a lot of deep tropical humidity. That combined with the stationary front and this coastal convergence could lead to flooding in Volusia and Brevard counties. So the National Weather Service has issued a flood watch for rain for the coast only. Once it moves inland, that wind speeds up again, and the coastal convergence lets go. It's like when you are coming up from Polk County, coming up from Tampa, you pass the Disney exits, and it opens back up as you head into Orlando. And so the rain slows down. So it's all about the coastal convergence. It's a new term you can impress all your friends with. Moisture pushes up against itself. That is the key with coastal convergence. Ocean to land, there's a major velocity slowdown, Rain converges and it pours down hard. How hard are we talking? Well, we may see over 6 inches of rain up and down the Florida coastline from Miami all the way up through Jacksonville and even into coastal South Carolina in the low country. We've got also a stationary front that will be drifting northward. That combined with the force of a high pressure to the north, creating a sandwich effect, increases the velocity off of the Atlantic, increasing the effect of that coastal convergence. And the bottom line is that while in Orlando this weekend and early next week, we'll have scattered showers, a couple of downpours, it could be a downright deluge at times at the coast, resulting in some nuisance flooding. So there you go, coastal convergence right here for the 3 p.m. stream. Back to you.
Thanks, Brooks. I appreciate it. So as we do take a look at this weekend, I see folks rating in what's it going to be like for Groveland and Claremont from Brittany. Seeing a couple people writing in from Orlando. Beth on Facebook writing in what's it going to be like tomorrow afternoon in Orlando. That it looks like it's all I'm seeing right now. Let me check over on YouTube really quick. Okay. Elizabeth saying hello on this Friday. So let's actually get into what the weekend forecast is going to be looking like. Because again, we're going to be battling these very scattered showers. And especially if you live more along the coastline, you'll probably be dealing with a lot more of those frequent downpours as well. So overall, region-wide, we're going to be seeing widespread rain. And it looks like these numbers are a little off. That doesn't look like it updated. But temperatures are the same, lingering throughout the mid-60s, but elevated rain chances depending on where you are across the region. So let's take it nice and slow, hour by hour. There least your Saturday and through the rest of your Friday to kind of take you through the start of the weekend, continuing to just see these very scattered storms. So this is 6:30, very quick peppered showers across the region lasting 10-15 minutes. They look scary, they sound scary, just seeing a lot of those heavy downpours over the next couple of hours. That's going to continue on Saturday. So normally here in Florida, we see the majority of the storms in the afternoon with the daytime heating. Of course, those very frequent afternoon scattered showers and thunderstorms. We're going to actually see the majority of the rain in the morning. So this is 7 a.m. Areas especially across Palm Coast, northern Volusia County, Gainesville, Ocala, you're going to be seeing the rain earlier on in the day. And by the late morning hours, areas across Palm Bay, Yeehaw Junction, Orlando, could be seeing a couple more of those heavier showers through the late morning. Very scattered splash and dash showers as we head through the evening. Maybe a couple of heavy downpours in southern Osceola County. But other than that, it's just going to be battling those very quick showers through the rest of the weekend. So that's what it's going to be looking like for your Saturday. Brittany, hope that answers your question. In Groveland and Claremont, you're probably going to be seeing the majority of those scattered showers through the first half of the day and then very scattered showers through the back half of the day. So that's what we're looking at. Here's a little bit of a better look of where we can expect the majority of the rain. If you're further inland, closer to the I-75 corridor, you'll most likely be seeing much more of those scattered storms. You can see that 20% chance from Claremont, Leesburg, Villages up to Gainesville. Because these showers are making their way onto the East Coast, areas from Palm Coast basically down to Melbourne are going to be seeing that higher chance of those showers and those heavier showers, which again, it could cause some nuisance flooding, which is why those areas, especially in Volusia, Flagler, and Brevard counties, are under a flood advisory. There's a possibility of flooding, so just make sure you're paying attention at least through Sunday morning. So that's what we're really seeing right there. Another look outside, we'll take a quick look. We're seeing some scattered showers out there on our downtown Orlando camera, but partly cloudy skies, and this is going to be the trend. Quick showers, it looks dark for a couple seconds, that shower moves on out and the beautiful sunshine kicks in. One thing that you will notice, especially this weekend though, after those scattered showers move on out, it is humid. Like, it is face melting humid out there. So we're going to continue to monitor that as we head through the next couple of days. Something that you will also be noticing is earlier sunsets out there for sure. We're going to lose about 40 minutes of daylight taking a look through the month of October. We lost already about 50 minutes of daylight through September. So unfortunately, we're keeping the trend going as we take a look at the next couple of days. So we'll talk more about the tropics. We're going to take a quick break. Then we'll also take a look at your comments as well. I see a couple people writing in on Facebook what they're dressing up as for Halloween this year. Definitely join in on the conversation if you haven't already. We'll be back in 2 minutes.
We've got a lot of rain on the way over the next 5 days, and it's all thanks to something
All right, everybody, welcome back. Taking a look. If you haven't answered already, we are going to be taking a look at our viewers' choices for their Halloween costume this year, but another little bit of a challenge that we're going to be posting at least through the month of October. What is your Halloween costume? And send us a photo of it. There I know are a lot of Halloween parties, trunk-or-treats, of course trick-or-treating coming up. Send us photos of you, your kids, your pets dressed up in their Halloween gear, and then coming up right around Halloween, even the 1st of November. Once we get all of our submissions, we will take a look at them live on stream and pick our favorites, and you get bragging rights. Can't think of anything better than that. All right, so here's a little bit of inspiration for you. I dressed up as a cloud 2 years ago, and then I dressed my dog up, Honey, if anyone's a Harry Potter fan out there. She was Dobby the house elf last year, and then she was a doggy ghost a couple years ago. So definitely let us know. And I see on our Facebook page, I just saw it, my goodness. Christina Joy on Facebook. She said that she's dressing up as Lilo from Lilo and Stitch this year. I think that is a great idea. And seeing a couple people writing in, again, Brittany writing in from Groveland/Claremont area, Scott writing in from Edgewater, and we're going to be seeing a good amount of rain in Edgewater, so possibly around 4 inches there, Scott, coming up this week. And then also Elaine Tovett from Holbrook, Massachusetts. So make sure you do send us in your photos of you dressed up in your Halloween costume, photos of your kids, your pets dressed up in their Halloween costumes. We'll be accepting those submissions through the rest of the month, and we'll show them all together coming up a little bit later on in October or the start of November. So send us your photos, fox35stormteam@fox.com, or send them to me personally, laurel.blanchard@fox.com. We would love to see them, but watch your email. Once you submit photos, we will have to get a consent form signed or just a couple questions asked, asking for your consent so we could actually use your photos. So definitely let us know. All right, so quick shifting gears to the tropics. We're keeping an eye on 2 zones, a 10% zone across Florida and the Bahamas, and the second is a 50% zone across the tropical Atlantic. So let's start a little bit closer to home. This is a disturbance that we're keeping an eye on, kind of left over from Imelda, riding along a boundary. So this disturbance will linger over southwest Florida. That is what's actually going to be increasing our rain chances as we take a look through the weekend. And this is maybe going to either sit and spin, or it could make its way a little bit closer to the peninsula. Slow but low development is possible. This is only a 10% chance, but even though it's low, it's still possible. So definitely keeping an eye on this system. However, we are going to be keeping an eye on another system in the tropical Atlantic. But here's what we're looking at, especially for your weekend. This system is just going to sit and spin and maybe just drift ever so slightly. But because this system is just going to sit, it's going to increase our rain chances, especially along the coast. So just make sure, again, if you are directly along the coast, you could be seeing up to 4 to 6 inches of rain over the next couple of days, at least through Monday. So be careful. There are flood advisories in effect for Volusia, Brevard, and Flagler counties. So that's what we're going to be seeing. Again, keeping an eye on the tropics. We are still tracking a 50% zone of a wave that is making its way off the coast of Africa as we speak. So that's the next tropical wave that we're looking at. A 50% chance of development over the next 7 days. Environmental conditions, not the best with it right now, but as it makes its way further into the Atlantic, it kind of starts to get a little bit better, hence the increasing chances of development over the next couple of days. We could be looking at a tropical depression Monday, Tuesday area, but even though Imelda is way long gone, if you are heading to the beach this weekend, it is going to be rough out there. Rough rip conditions out there with that rough surf. Beach erosion possible, large breaking waves anywhere between 5 and 8 feet possible, taking a look at the weekend ahead. So far we have seen not 1, not 2, 3 major hurricanes. Imelda was a category 2, but it got close to category 3. Next couple names is Jerry, Karen, Lorenzo, Melissa, and Nestor on the list. And even though we're kind of over the peak of hurricane season, we still have 2 months to go, and that 2 months can get pretty busy. 25% of all tropical activity happens in the month of October, and further out models, the long range models, are clocking in the possibility of some activity. So October 8th to October 14th, we have 2 possible zones. So one in the central Atlantic, that most likely is going to be that wave making its way just off the coast of Africa. And then going to be a secondary possible zone in the Gulf. And the reason why we kind of shift our focus from the central Atlantic to the Gulf is because of the Central American gyre. And we'll talk about that in a second. But we do have growing chances of seeing something brewing in the Gulf coming up towards the middle of August. And this is the reason why. We kind of see this low pressure system starting to develop over Central America, and this pulls in moisture from the Gulf. It pulls in moisture from the Atlantic. It pulls in moisture from the Pacific. And because of all that moisture being pulled in, ingredient number one for hurricanes, and then we also have that for tropical activity, that little bit of circulation already in the air, limits the possibility of wind shear, and it also allows for things to stir up a little bit quicker just because of already the established circulation that we have there. So it's going to continue to increase in strength as we head through the next couple of weeks. So we're going to be watching this very carefully because this is what spun up Milton, and it also helped spin up Helene last year. So something that we're definitely going to be focusing on for sure. Look outside over Cape Canaveral right now. It is breezy, and especially if you're along the coast, be careful because we are seeing much more of those scattered showers making their way inland, and we're going to be seeing a lot more of these taking a look ahead to the weekend. So here are your temps for tomorrow. Little bit of a timeline. Scattered showers pretty much all day, but the majority of them for here in Orlando is going to be in the morning, very scattered through the afternoon. Coast, you're pretty much going to be dodging heavy downpours all day. So with that, let's take a look at your 7-day forecast. Let's pull this up full so you can see what you're going to be expecting, especially for the weekend. I know a lot of folks are going to be outside. They're trying to get outside this weekend, but heads up, you will be dodging some showers out there for sure. So here's a look. We'll take it full for you. Looking at a 70% chance of rain on Saturday, 80 on Sunday, and then we're going to continue to see more of those scattered showers continuing as we head through the next couple of days, slowly starting to taper off as we do head into the latter half of next week. So my word of advice, make sure you have that umbrella handy. Make sure you have that rain jacket handy because I was caught just about an hour ago without either of those when I made my way back to the studio. So just a word of advice, don't do what I did. And make sure you do have that umbrella and rain jacket handy at least for the next 5 days because you will need it, especially if you do get caught in one of those downpours. So long story short, hope you have a wonderful weekend. Hope everyone stays dry out there over the next couple of days. And again, if you're on the coast, be careful. You're going to be seeing some heavy downpours along the way. Could lead to some minor flooding, so just make sure you're paying attention out there and don't drive if you do see any roads that are flooded. All right, everyone, have a wonderful weekend. And if you do have any Halloween get-togethers this weekend, send us photos of everyone all dressed up. Thanks, everybody. Have a wonderful weekend.